I think it's bullshit what they doing. But look, all these simps, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. You see, like, people over here that definitely would not be allowed in Palestine. You know what I mean? Believing what they believe, which is even crazier. You got the news that comes here, sets up for they shot, and then they bounce, yo. Like, a lot of these dudes is actors, man, for real. This dude's brave as hell. This dude's brave as hell. He's like the one Jew, like, standing up to all of them, yo. So I gotta respect that dude, man. I don't even know if I could do that ish. For real. That dude's brave right there. But last time I came here, there was like nobody here. They showed it on the news and the shit got shut down. Everybody left. So like whatever they show on the news, like don't believe what they be showing you. And they act like this thing is so big and all the news is here and all these people are here. There's nobody here. It's just some little tent, half homeless people, half other people who would not be allowed in Palestine. Like if they went over there, that would be the funniest shit show you've ever seen in your life. You know what I mean? But hey, this is what the people want right here. They want to see drama, y'all. So I'm going to give it to y'all in 4K. See you at the University of Penn. This dude's actually holding his own. Much more respectful to me. I'm not respectful. You know what I mean? Half these people just don't want to go to school or pay their bill, I think. And they're getting funding and shit from terrorists. Yo, where do you think they get all the money to do these protests and shit? Who do you think funding all this shit, yo? Ain't nobody asking none of these questions. I ask them. They trying to make us all fight within each other. Remember when this shit happened with Black Lives Matter? Don't y'all remember that shit? Everybody, oh yeah, I was even for it. I almost went down to destroy 69th Street, allegedly. But I didn't go. You know what I mean? So I just had to come down to this protest to show y'all what's really going on. You know what I mean? You see, they show like all these people here because like they'll line up in the morning, fill all this up. The news team comes down here, gets their shot. There's like nobody here. If you zoom in really, like seriously, there's like nobody fucking there. They sound like postcards and shit, yo. This shit's so stupid. But this dude's fucking brave. That one Jew, that motherfucker brave right there. I respect dude right there. He willing to have a conversation. I'm waiting for them to get all mad and try to shut dude down. See, they all looking at him like he's a threat. He's a threat. One guy against fucking 1,000. This dude got fucking balls, yo. Real shit. This dude got balls. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, man. Ain't nobody talking about the truth. They start wars with babies and women, man. And then they act like little babies, yo. If you ain't want to start a war, then don't cry about the war ending. Don't start no ish, won't be no ish. Oh, you can't say that. I just did. Nah, they already free. They run by Hamas. Free Hamas. Yeah, stand up for terrorists. I'm coming closer, y'all. Go get the shot. It means they got a right to have their land, y'all. You know what I mean? What up? There are some that say there should be religious states, some say secular states, some this dude got balls, man. Some say, yes, it has to be with the Jewish people, the land of Israel or whatever. Or the whole Middle East? Well, no, the Jewish people, it depends where you want. It's true. What makes a culture from somewhere, but the Jewish. Where are the Mizrahi Jews from? The Mizrahi Jews? Well, it depends what you mean from. Where they're born in a million different countries. Where they originate from?
Who the fuck knows? Nobody.
Everybody knows. No between the Tigris and Euphrates, man. Between the Tigris and Euphrates.
The argument made by
DNA don't lie, though.
I'll give you the secular argument because I'm assuming you're all not Jewish and you don't believe in Judaism. I'll give you the secular argument for Zionism because I'm assuming you're all not religious Jews. So that argument won't really go. I know the Torah.
Yeah, I got tattoos.
So if you know the Torah, so what is the land that the Jewish people have been kidnapped from.
That land flowed with a hood.
Yeah, that was the original.
Wherever
And they
Jesus
went
is
there,
from.
and then what they
Samaria.
I don't want to get into the religious argument, but since you brought it up,
Yeah, Samaria.
They came and they descended into the land of Canaan. And they fought off the Philistine and they fought off all of the people there. What was the land called after that? Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. That's according to the Bible. I don't want to talk about the religious argument because it's not.
It comes from the kingdom of David, right? Doesn't that come from the kingdom of David?
Yes.
No, it's before David.
But so the secular argument.
No, when you start calling it Israel, I think. It was before that, but
Have things in common. We have the Hebrew language, which has been used in many different capacities, in trade, in philosophy, in literature, in poems, in religion, in law. The Hebrew language originates from the land, Israel, Palestine,
From the area.
from that area. And they also argue that genetically, I'm not someone who's arguing for like. I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying that's a point that people make that Jewish people.
A big nose. Look at your big nose.
My nose is pretty big.
look at my nose. I got a big. I'm Italian and Jewish. Look at my nose. I got a
Yeah,
big.
big nose guy over there.
Hey,
No. Yeah. So the genetic.
What? Well, the thing is, there's no such thing as a Semitic people. Semitic just means you speak a Semitic. Well, no.
Huh.
Semitic. No, Semitic.
yeah.
No, Semitic is not a. There's no such thing as a Semitic gene or Semitic culture. Semitic just means a language that comes from the Semitic language.
I thought there was a Semitic gene. Like, you
If
could,
you look at the genes from people from Morocco and from Yemen and from Israel and from the Caucasus, they are not the same. I mean, maybe like very far back.
Yeah,
they're the
yeah,
same,
yeah.
But there's no such thing as a Semitic people. What makes someone Semitic is if they speak a Semitic language.
I got you.
That's it. Well, at least in terms of classification. You can argue I'm Semitic because my grandfather is Arab. But that's whatever. Oh, no, not you. I'm just saying in general, not you.
I just wanted to shake your hand, man. Yo, I think you're brave, by the way.
Sorry?
I just wanted to shake your hand. Thank you for doing what you do.
I don't know what I was thinking about. You should take the gold.
I'm going to go probably after the dark. I don't know when it is because she hasn't confirmed. Once she lets me know, I'll invite you. But we don't know yet because she hasn't.
Okay. What's a secular Zionist?
Okay, so the secular.
Good question.
No, that's what it is.
Well, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it is and if you can. So the secular argument for Zionism is that the Jewish people are indigenous to the land of Israel or Palestine.
Yeah, there. I read.
Hell yeah, Paula.
Let's just, for the sake of it.
Thank you.
That's what our culture refers to it as. If you want to refer to it.
Paulo, I mean.
Our argument is that the Jewish people originated there, our language is from there, our religion is from there, all of our customs, our culture, our cuisine is from there. If you go there, you can look in the ground and find coins with Hebrew on them. You can find bones of people who have the same genetic markers as the Jews who live today.
I mean, originated is sort of arbitrary, right? Like anybody who says we originated
I came from Africa, baby.
is
Let's go.
rolling the clock back a certain amount of
Well, no,
millennia.
I'm bringing up tangible things that are material that you can measure when they start. Like the modern Hebrew language originated.
That was good.
The Hebrew religion, the monotheistic Jewish religion, originated in Israel.
I come to the completely opposite side. Like, everybody wants to roll the clock back and make the prior claim. The fact is, if you're gonna honor like claims of indigeneity that go back centuries,
I'm not negating Palestinians. I'm not saying they don't have a right to live. They've lived there for generations.
A lot of them came there in the 40s, though. A lot of them came there, too. Like, a lot from other countries.
There's a difference.
A lot of them. Majority of
We
them.
can get into the actual composition of what the modern.
I think the British brought them there.
That's besides
For me though, like Jews have lived in Palestine for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Forever.
Right. Well, but I'm saying Jews have lived in the modern state of Israel for
70 years.
yeah, right. So 3, 4, 5 generations. We're not rolling back the clock on that without displacing
Well, that's
millions
one
of people.
argument. Well,
I'm
the
not
thing
trying
is-
to do that.
Well, the thing is, your argument is for like in terms of population. These people have been here for generations. They have a right to at least live there. The people that are coming.
Four. What do you mean by the four?
Since Jews are European colonizers or whatever, they have no right to live there, which is an invalid argument because Jews were kicked out of Europe specifically for not being Christian Europeans.
It's a
But isn't Islam the biggest colonizer in the history of the planet?
like I think criticism of a government has to be valid. It always has to be valid.
You
Just
will never
because
find a better critic of the Israeli government than Jews.
right. Yeah. Well, and there is
They could, and they're allowed to.
left. I mean, Haaretz has more to say about Netanyahu than
Haaretz, and yeah, they're one of the biggest informants on the Israeli government.
What do you think of having a Palestinian protest against Hamas? Probably kill him.
Basically, the Jewish people, culture, religion, our cuisine, our language, our genetics originate from Israel. And that's the secular group. And a lot of people view Judaism as a religion, but it's not a religion in terms of like Islam and Christianity. Like, if you wanted to become a Muslim, you know what you would have to do to become a Muslim?
I have to read the back of the Quran.
You would have to say the Shahada.
Yeah, I said that, but it didn't work.
Yo,
Try again.
One more time with
I
feeling.
said it, but it didn't work.
Try it one more time.
that's a book about white supremacy too.
But I
It
think
starts
the
like
reason,
actually, I'm not
because I didn't understand what I said.
Well, for example, for someone to become a Christian, the way you become a Christian is you accept Jesus and you get baptized or whatever. It depends on your denomination. For Judaism, our religion spread not because people converted, but because our people were kicked around and moved to different places. Obviously, people did convert and they joined our culture, but to convert to Judaism is a years-long process, and it's not the same as converting to Islam. So for us, Judaism is obviously our religion and it's our faith, but it's also our culture, it's our history, it's our manners, it's literally everything that makes Jewish. And for us, it's literally, for example, an American in America has things that makes him American. He speaks English, he does follows the Constitution, whatever. When Jewish people were displaced from the land of Israel,
I get that.
the only thing we could bring with us was our faith. And that was the thing that connected us to the land.
Yeah,
We
I
could
get
no
that.
longer be
I'm from Portugal. When I moved to the US, I wondered why I never met any Jewish people. Because they're all kicked out in like 1700.
Well, my mom's family are actually conversos from the Andalusia.
There's plenty of. I mean, it's a small population compared to like as big as the U.S.
What's your name? Alex.
Oh, fuck yeah.
My mom's
Well,
family,
that's one common too.
my mom's family is from Spain, and some of her family descend from Jews that were
Yeah.
in Andalusia. In Granada. You know Granada, do you?
Yeah.
Where you're from?
But that's not in
Andalusia? Well, no, I'm saying it's in Andalusia.
yeah.
Andalusia, Spain.
It's in Spain. It's not in Portugal. Because they all got kicked out.
Well, they all got kicked out of Portugal, and then they got kicked out of Spain, and then 1492, and they all just got.
And a lot of they say Spanish people have Jewish blood in them. They don't
A
know
lot
it.
of Latin Americans, yeah. A lot of Latin Americans do have Jewish heritage.
I'm from the seed of Abraham.
I'm from the Coin tribe.
Yeah, there you go.
To his point of you can't just in one area of Christianity get baptized and then become Christian, it's to such extent that if you're not raised Jewish and in a Jewish home, just because your father is Jewish and your mother isn't, you're still not Jewish.
Yeah, our culture is not a
Until you go
religion.
through exactly.
I'm a Shabbos Kohen.
The thing is, like, for example, if you, let's suppose, I'm not saying you are, but let's suppose, if you were to say that Muhammad is not the last messenger of Allah and that the Quran is not correct, you would stop being a Muslim. You would be a Kufr. You would not be a Muslim anymore. You're a Christian and said God, Jesus is not God.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really a thing. Well, what makes someone Muslim?
I mean,
Culture. What makes
I mean, but
Muslim
that's like-
Islamic culture?
Well, okay.
I think that's a very Orientalist way of viewing things, and it views, oh, this certain cuisine or this certain dress is Islamic when it's not. It's from whatever country. Turkey,
That was
Pakistan.
colonized.
but isn't that the same?
I've met cultural Christians too. Like
Again,
people
but
who have no
that's-
particular
what-
belief, but they love Christmas and they rock out on Santa Claus and
But
presents.
that's tied to the religion.
But that's tied to the religion.
Those
You-
holidays are religious days.
like, for example, I
I certainly know cultural Catholics, people who don't practice particularly, but they've never really been able to escape the guilt and the cultural
Do
attitude.
they
But
believe
the
in
thing is, if
Jesus?
let's say
Not
someone is,
particular.
You could say they
A
follow
lot of Catholics,
traditions.
because Catholics never consider themselves to be good at their own religion. So they would just say, I'm a bad Catholic.
See, all the cameras are going home. See? And most of these guys will go home too. That's how it is. The actors leave at that point. See? Camera dude, he's leaving.
Muslim converts that
See that? He's leaving.
I'm not
They going
arguing with
home.
you saying, I just don't know that it's unique to Judaism, and it seems to be important to you that it is. And like, I don't know that it's true to the same
Judaism is an
extent.
ethnicity. There's no such thing as a Catholic ethnicity
Well, it's-
or a Muslim ethnicity. Judaism is an ethnicity. My family, we're not
No,
kicked
I'm
out
Irish,
of.
man. I don't know that there's no such thing as a Catholic ethnicity.
Well, the thing is, there are Protestant and there are Catholic Irish. It's a great example.
Sure. Yeah, and never the twain shall meet.
So when you do ancestry DNA, does it show up Muslim? Christian.
Of course, but that's
No.
that's
So
a question of
us
taxonomy. That's not talking about.
And mine showed
No,
up.
that's a genuine question.
Yeah.
shows that we
I understand that
Yeah, mine
They
did.
were not kicked out of the countries they were in because they were Polish or because they were Belarusian or because they were Spanish.
Maybe the difference, the difference
Help,
it seems to
man,
me
go
is
over there.
that not by the choice of Jews. Like if you're a majority in a country or you're a big minority,
Why don't you go over there, man? You so hateful
your own
with
religion,
your fake American flag and shit.
being othered and being sort of ghetto.
I'm just over here videotaping, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So how do you feel? Let me know in the comments. I'll answer you anything you want.
Probably the best they've ever lived in the world outside of modern day Israel. And Jews still continue to be Jewish. The ghettoization and the discrimination hasn't made Jews assimilated. Obviously, there are Jews that are assimilated, and they politicize and weaponize their Judaism to justify their political views.
I'm certainly not going to tell anybody how to be Jewish. You can if you want.
Well, I'll give you an example. You know Passover?
What?
Passover?
Pesach, sure.
Like, you know how there's the
Seder this
Pesach
year.
Seder? Oh, you were at Shabbos once. So
Yeah.
So there was a Passover Seder here, by the way.
Yeah.
On a day when you're not supposed to have a Passover Seder. So it's already doing something that's not correct in any form. Even the most liberal forms of Judaism do not do that. And at the end of a Passover Seder, every single Jew knows, even if you don't speak Hebrew, even if you're the most unaffiliated Jew, if you've ever been to a Passover Seder, you know what the last words of a Passover Seder are? Hashana Haba Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem. They did not say this year because it would disconflate.
The Seder I was at.
Was it a reform Seder?
No, it was an observant Seder. However, it's also a Seder where everybody reads from a different Haggadah.
And they speak in Hebrew?
Oh yeah, they sang in Hebrew extensively. We talked about it extensively. It took 3 or 4 hours actually to get to dinner because I was.
Yeah.
I was-
That's a fast one.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
With a rabbi who likes to talk about this stuff, and he knew that was the ending, and he chose to omit it for ideological reasons.
Well, I mean, was he so he was an Orthodox Jewish rabbi?
He was an observant Jew. I don't know that he would say Orthodox because that would imply.
Well, then his
Allegiance to
initial,
a hierarchy.
what he is doing is not representative of Judaism. That is something that is an innovation. That is
Sounds like you're gatekeeping Judaism.
Well, it's not. This is what Jews have been doing for thousands of years. The fact that Jews are admitting the word. There are books that are thousands of years old. The Haggadah that we read
Yeah.
is the same
Haggadot.
Haggadah.
As in we.
The plural Haggadah. Yeah.
It isn't. Well, I'm saying this Seder was an ecumenical approach to religious practice and was not afraid of innovations, not afraid
So then
of
that's not
different
really,
traditions.
That's not really Judaism. That's Jewish people changing the religion. Which again, I have no problem if you want to do that.
Sounds like you do.
Well, I have no problem with people doing that. I have a problem with people saying that we are Jews. They're basically tokenizing themselves, and they're allowing themselves for their personal changes to Judaism to be representative of Jews. I see people here with the shirts that say "Jews for ceasefire." I asked one of them who claimed to be a rabbi, and I said, so "If you're a rabbi, I have a question. What's the last word of the Passover Seder?" And she was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Okay, if you're a rabbi." You should have, yes. That's a title that you have to earn. You can't just call yourself a rabbi.
It's like saying, "Oh, I'm a lawyer."
Okay.
Yeah, because I know the 13th Amendment.
And the thing is, our culture, I mean, if you want to call it gatekeeping, sure, but our culture and our religion is exclusive. We don't see converts. We don't want people to convert.
Sure.
And we don't want to change from the Torah. That is what our culture is. If someone wants to change it and they're Jewish, that's fine. But that is not...
Are Reformed Jews because they sing in English and have guitars?
Have you heard of?
No, they are Jews, but they are not practicing normative
Yeah,
Judaism.
I don't practice Judaism anymore.
Right. Normative would sounds like the word, and I'm not Jewish, so what does my opinion matter in the final analysis?
It's like talk, but
Okay, well then if you invite me to talk, I would say that if someone identifies as Jewish, if someone is culturally Jewish, if someone has a Jewish heritage, that can't be taken away at their own volition.
No,
and so
I don't
if
thi-
they
I
choose
don't
to
think it
practice
makes
their
them less
religion in a
Jewish.
way that is not normative to you, that doesn't make them less Jewish.
listen, I agree.
And if they
Less
if
religious,
they have a
maybe.
political cause that doesn't agree with your ideology, that doesn't make them less Jewish. It makes it uncomfortable for you.
Another simp for
Listen, I
Palestine
don't say
with a
these
fake
people are
account.
any less Jewish, and
HG9.
Honestly, I feel for them, and I understand.
Keep on
I want to
simping.
understand
Keep
why
on
they
losing.
do what
But
they
they're
do.
tokenized and they're
But their
it's
opinions are not
opinion.
representative of all Jews. They're not representative of Judaism.
No more than yours.
Well, mine are. The majority of Jews that you can talk to in the world have these same views of the Passover Seder ending in Shina Haba Yerushalayim. That is a thing that the vast majority of Jews throughout all the time have agreed on, and this is evident through thousands of years of discourse and writing.
That little yellow red book.
Jews in a Hasidic neighborhood, if you were to hold Jews in a Reform congregation.
Keep losing, keep crying.
The majority will tell you the last phrase in the Passover Seder is next year we will be.
Most of these actors went home already. See, all your acting friends went home. Where they at? See, they don't show that on the news, do they? Oh, I wonder why.
Orthodox Judaism, normative Judaism, that means your mother is Jewish.
Right.
There are other forms in Reform Judaism, for example, they argue it comes from the father. There are Karaite Jews that argue it comes from just the father. There are Samaritans.
Keep losing, keep crying.
What does your sign mean? I've heard people saying it, I've seen it. I don't understand who's arguing.
It's saying that people are saying by any means necessary, right? And they're saying that October 7th was a resistance. And she's saying that rape is not a resistance. So if you're saying that October 7th, if they're saying October 7th was a resistance, when mass rape occurred,
and there are people that argue either. I literally, someone came up to me.
I appreciate the comments. Either way, I'm getting the engagement, so thank you. I don't care what side you want.
Resistance, any form of violent outburst is considered resistance against justice. And my argument is that killing and raping innocent people for just being Jewish and being in Israel is wrong.
I wouldn't use the word justice.
Not you, but some people in here would.
Sure. I haven't seen very many people, and I know.
Come with an Israeli flag and they'll talk outside.
That's why you brave, man.
in general, at the grocery store.
Invaders. The invader flag. You should show the original Palestinian flag. It's a Jewish star in the middle. Why don't you show that one?
If I go like this, you have no idea. I mean, yes, I'm wearing a shirt standing
Well, I mean, some people, some Jewish men wear kippah or tzitzit, like
Right,
the
right.
strings.
So, but the second I take my star out and it's visible, I am treated distinctly different.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't disbelieve it.
I had to hide. I was Jewish for years, man.
I want to see fun. I don't know if they want the
I
hostages
want
to be
people to stop dying.
I don't know if they want the hostages to be returned. I want the hostages to be returned and for a deal to be made. Some people don't. I want the hostages to be returned. I want Hamas to be destroyed, and I want them to be destroyed.
Yep.
It's a shame that Netanyahu propped them up for so long.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you there.
Right, so that's,
The point I'm bringing is this point of contention that people in there will either be silent about or they will outright disagree with.
I think it sounds to me like you're maybe making the least reasoned and most extreme members of a loosely organized coalition speak for the group.
I would love for one of them to condemn it. No one on the microphone has condemned
Yeah,
it.
but as soon as you start
'Cause they simps.
as soon as you start condemning all the things that your ideological opponents want you to condemn, you're running the conversation.
Keep losing, keep crying.
Your ideology is
How's it working out for you?
You take a few
Huh?
outliers.
All them wars, how's it working out for y'all? Pretty good, right?
These are not a few outliers.
Keep crying.
There's multiple people that have come up to me. And if people have been chanting Bomb Tel Aviv, there are people that are chanting not here,
Feedback,
but there are people
just as feedback as a third party, I see that. I see you trying to paint people who care about human life with a broad brush. I don't see you trying to build understanding with
do
that.
you
I
care
don't see.
human life? Do you care about human life?
Of course.
Then why aren't you in this?
Yeah.
Ah, that's good.
I shouldn't say this
Good shit.
with a lanyard on, but
I have a job too. I mean,
I didn't think Penn was my ideological ally before this, and I won't think it afterwards. They have $26 billion in the bank, and they don't pay taxes.
And they
That's
displace
That's not my buddy. That's
Yeah.
not my team.
Well, look, genuinely, tell me,
they
why are
seem-
you
they
not
seem
in there? If you,
because they seem disappointed in Penn or surprised at Penn's behavior.
well, I can understand Penn's behavior. It's a PR nightmare for every university.
Penn support Penn, I'm sure, and I can't say for sure because they won't throw up in their books. I assume that they support any number of human rights abuses in the form of sweat-out labor and shut.
I agree with you
Where do you
there.
think they get their jerseys from? The jerseys.
So it's like, I think Penn support for the
That's a good one.
But there's a difference. They want total divestment. They want total divestment from
Yeah.
any cooperation with any Israeli organization, company, person. That's not.
Yeah,
that
well,
has nothing to do with it.
I would rather that they have a policy against investment in
Okay.
any genocide,
So
not
you're-
this particular.
So you're not in there because there are certain things you may not agree with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Keep
I
on
don't have-
losing.
I don't have the hope they have that Penn is going to respond constructively.
No, they're not, because this is not a constructive protest.
No, because Penn is not.
Penn's not suffering from this besides the PR.
They're not
Penn
playing.
is such an
They're not
established
playing.
name, this is not really going to hurt.
Actually, I have something to say. This is one of the best protests. They have clear demands. They're very peaceful. They're very organized. They're fine. I've seen protests that don't have any sense. Just going crazy.
I've been
Very
physically.
constructive, actually.
I'll point out the guy that physically.
There's like nobody here though.
Okay, so if you see
The actors all went home for the night. Looked like.
pound soaking wet, he has like a yellow cape. If you see him, that's the man. And some guy in there, he wears all black all the time. He has a yellow like feel
All
of
kind of militarized.
yeah, and he's like.
They gotta cover their faces
Oh, genocide supporter.
Come talk about it.
and run away. Keep being a simp for terrorists.
I don't think that's constructive.
Oh, 'cause
Simp for terrorists,
the
y'all.
majority of people, this is a
Keep on
something
simping.
to hop on, and they view something as an injustice, and they see it very hard.
They Star Wars and they
have no
lose,
idea what's actually going on.
and then they
And a
cry
lot of
about it.
people, in my opinion, are searching for meaning.
They say anti-Semites, even though they was best. The Grand Mufti of Palestine was best friend with Hitler. They don't want to talk about that shit though. Wonder
Sounds like any
why.
religion. What do you mean? Looking for meaning in this fucked up world.
No, I'm a local Philadelphia. I'm working.
Oh, I know. What's it?
I think a lot of people.
I used to live with Bob Marley's daughter, man. So
Longing for a sense of belonging. There are people that have genuine grievances. I'm upset people are dying too. We're upset. We're all upset, but we're all here.
And you think they don't?
You think it's justified to kill
If you ask the
people?
average person though, does Israel have the right to exist? They would either be quiet or they would.
they say no because they're hateful.
Yeah, I'll take a poll right now.
That's the official statement.
Does Israel have the right to exist?
Holy shit.
You
See?
got one. You got one now.
Only one
And that was
The-
on the
That was on
wrong
side.
side of
That was
the
on
barrier.
side. It was never from the
Like,
I want to
inside.
recount.
the only 2-3 actors are left there.
This was not. This was not. This is not a
That wasn't a good poll, but when you're polling a population like this,
Yeah, fake accounts are clowns too. You know what I mean? To pretend to be animals.
Why doesn't Israel count children as different casualties? People keep saying that Israel is trying to minimize civilian casualties, but they don't count civilians and militants as different things. How is that true?
Well, for example, how would you distinguish between a 26-year-old man who is in Hamas and a 26-year-old man who picked up a rifle to shoot innocent Israelis on October 7th, but is not a card-carrying member of Hamas? How do you differentiate? Also,
Good question.
Whoa.
Good question.
They don't assess the evidence and make their best guess. They just count it all as the same thing and assume it was all militants, even when it's children.
Well, I mean, that's a,
Even when
How is that
that's a
not
policy.
a reckless disregard for human life?
Okay, well then I could bring.
'Cause they shoot rockets out there.
Dropping pamphlets, text messages, and dropping concussion.
pamphlets.
Well,
No
that's
one
telling
died
them.
from a one-ton pamphlet.
Well, no, telling them, hey, we're going to bomb this. It's telling them we're going to bomb this.
No, it's the biggest. It's the
They
biggest.
tell them
It's the most densely populated.
Yeah, but they shoot rockets out of there though, man.
About to happen, where to go, how much time you have.
Wait. Wouldn't that be telling also the Hamas people that you're chasing?
That's why the war's still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
Because
just
they just
chasing
keep
everybody
going.
out.
Well, because they embed themselves with the civilians.
No, but if you tell them that you're bombing,
Free Palestine from Hamas.
The longer the war goes on, the less likely any of the hostages are to come home.
Yeah.
So you support
Yeah.
I support a ceasefire once the hostages are returned.
that?
Because they like playing the victim.
The hostages are released.
Imagine a country was yours. Yeah, just like all the Middle East was Jewish until the Muslim conquest. Imagine that, yo, how Muhammad stole Medina from the Jews, starting off the biggest colonization in history known to the world. You know what I mean? But nobody want to talk about that. Yeah, the Mizrahi Jews are the natives. So imagine that, yo. Ain't that some shit? I don't want to talk about that, though.
So Israel doesn't have to
They don't purposely target kids.
stop being a violent terrorist. That's not going to happen. Someone has to be the adult in the room. It's probably not going to be the terrorist cell. Probably it's going to be the democracy.
So why does Israel have to be the bigger person after thousands of other people are killed?
They're the bad guy and have to be the bigger person. It make no sense.
I agree, and they're not coming home until this is
Here we are again. The onus on Israel that was attacked, and Israel was
I feel it's acceptable to hold a democracy to a higher standard than a terrorist.
Why do the bigoted law expectation? Why shouldn't you the Hamas people care so much about victims.
It's low expectations.
This shit's crazy, y'all.
To assume nothing was going on. Don't they have agency? Don't they control
Yeah, but they're
Gaza?
bad actors.
But so
There
what
are
do
people
Israelis
with
do?
rap. So if you're arguing the
Just
reason
trying to
people join
understand.
Hamas is because of genuine grievances, you're assuming they're irrational
I
people.
didn't say genuine, but grievances. You don't know geopolitics. All you know is that bombed your house and killed your family, and that's how cycles
But that's
of
a
revenge
rational
keep going.
decision. That's a rational acting. Someone making that decision, if you see your house bombed, you're going to hate the person that bombed your house, right? Sure. That's a
You
rational.
got his soundbite.
Yeah, so how can you
He got his soundbite. Now he's
got
gonna
his
keep
soundbite, now
walking.
he's gone,
Yeah. He's like, hey, make sure we film this part. Why did you ask? Why did you keep reminding me?
I'm sorry about that. I hate this fucker.
Why don't you say something to him then?
I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to him.
Yeah, but you saw how he came over. He just destroyed the whole conversation. Like, there's
I know. And he's gonna post that online, and then he's gonna.
Yeah.
But he's not going to listen to any one of us here saying something.
No.
He missed the past hour. of
Fuck,
this
man, I'm a Quaker. I'm Sweden. You know?
Not from here, you're tall. Yeah, but yeah.
I wasn't trying to speak for y'all.
Yeah, no.
It drives me crazy when people, like, you'll hear Israeli ministers say, oh, well, look what Hamas did. Look what Hamas did. Yeah, they're a terrorist cell. They're not well behaved. You guys are a democracy. I
And also,
expect-
Hey, but if you shoot a rocket at me, I'm gonna shoot back where you shoot the rocket from. You shoot a rocket, I'm firing back. I don't give a shit. Don't shoot the rocket.
You can't, yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, and that I don't think the
Pigeon Park. That's where you sleep at, right? Stepid Lake. Pretend to be some wolf or something. One of those pretenders.
Whoa. Which one? Which one?
If Israel stopped shooting, there would be a ceasefire.
Okay.
Israel has a lot more power in the situation than
Then Israel would have another raise from
Then why are you in there if you don't have a point of view?
So the point is,
I'm just arguing with him.
Yeah.
where's the point?
I don't understand.
return the hostages.
Which? Because
So let's ask you this.
They're not gonna do that.
Let's say today Israel said, hey, we'll have a ceasefire without the return of the hostages. What is Hamas's incentive to return those hostages, if not to get further incentives later?
What's their incentive?
The war will stop.
They good at playing victims, yo.
Well, okay. Hamas's incentives are to not give the hostages because once they give
They're
it,
not
they're
going to
literally.
surrender. That's not how death
I can see the size. They hold it up. Can I see the high? Yeah. It says
Well, okay.
grape
so
and
which-
resistance. I gotta, you know what I mean?
What's the
Genocide, all
Are you
this
talking about
shit.
people
See, all the
in
actors,
jail,
most of
or
the
are you talking
actors
about
left.
captured during the
They come
Gaza
back during the
war?
day when the cameras are here. But the actors will be back during the day. Right now, they go
Do you
home.
count hostages as people
It's like
who are in
10
prison
people
for
here.
murdering people?
Real shit.
People that got in prison for throwing rocks?
Have you ever had a rock this big thrown at you?
I'll shoot somebody throwing a rock at me too if I was in them. I don't give a shit. Throw a rock at me. I'm shooting you.
Joke about, oh, they're just throwing rocks. Have you ever had a rock thrown at you? Would you like me to throw a rock at you?
Yeah. Can you throw a rock that heavy at me?
If I was acting in bad faith, I would
Yeah,
throw
go
it
ahead.
in
rocks at
but I'm
tanks.
Well, no, I'm not. Okay, please
But
don't.
that's how it works.
Oh, if that guy was here, he'd do
I don't know
it.
if you can.
Just a case in point.
But I'm serious. You can be killed very easily with a rock.
Yeah.
And the average.
How big and how fast can you throw?
This y'all like a kidnap job for
A
you.
grown man can
said
throw a rock
bring him
harder
home
than
now.
another man. That's not very difficult.
How many? I'm not going to go deep.
I think if I strap on body armor and automatic weapons,
I just showed. See?
Well, there's a difference between
Great,
rocks and
that-
and civilians just walking along the bus.
Genocide,
Which is a lot of
300
times
dead,
what happens.
anti-Semitic, but they're anti-Semitic. Ain't that crazy? Self-haters, free Palestine from Hamas.
And the driver, funny enough, was actually an Arab Palestinian, and he saved them from being killed.
I just don't think you're ever going to break the resolve of Hamas.
No, you're not. You
Through
can't.
immiserating Gaza. I think you're only going to strengthen it.
Well,
That's why you gotta dismantle them.
No, collective punishment is a war crime, but also hiding behind civilians is also a war crime.
And they're proud of that. They're proud of that. We're proud of that. We're proud of that.
That's a way to justify whatever the
No, I'm
idea
not
of
justifying it. It's a tragedy that Gazans are dying.
By any means necessary.
strategy. It's a war crime.
Yes, it's a war crime, yes.
Yeah.
But the war crime is only occurring because Hamas has embedded themselves so deeply into the civilian population.
And why was that?
Well, there's political reasons for that. For
Maybe because they were.
Again, my inclination is to focus my ire on people with power in the situation. That is not that is Netanyahu. That is the right wingers in charge.
Yeah, that's what
Why is the war continuing?
Because they keep shooting rockets. And
I agree.
That's the power.
sells out the security of his own people.
That is true. I agree.
There's
The only
never-
reason BB is in power is security, and since October 7th happened,
And I-
literally once the war ends, everyone's gonna be like,
God help me, I don't accidentally step over the line into anti-Semitism. And it's hard because sometimes what you say rhymes with anti-Semitism. and that's not what you
say what you're gonna say. I'll try and take it with you.
Okay. There is a the people who have been in power in Israel for the last 10, 15 years, they are rapidly right wing. They are irredeemably racist.
Not all of them, but I agree a lot.
Yeah.
Human animals.
And they have
Palestinians are human animals,
Their
not people.
well, Hamas is human animals. I think so. Nah, they human animals. You shooting rockets and holding kids up, man. That's some pussy shit.
Security against.
ultra right wing, and frankly, they score political points by invigorating Palestinians. It is never going to be Israel is never going to be a safe place to live for Jews until the warmongers are not in it.
I can agree with that.
Like I don't think Israeli Jews or Palestinians are being held by Hamas or Israel. I'm a little mad at Hamas because people. I'm a little mad at Israel because I had higher expectations because I care about Jewish people because I have a local affinity for Jewish people, and it hurts me to see Jews who have a centuries and millennia of solidarity with the oppressed take sides against right-wing subjects over oppressed people.
I can agree to a lot of what you're saying. But you also have to acknowledge
It's like, though,
actions and ideologies
Trump or terrorist? I'll take Trump.
They're organic and they're not purely
Fuck the terrorists, yo.
They would have existed without it. But you can argue before the second the war ends, even the most
I don't know the Hebrew.
That's probably where they stole it from.
Well, I mean, like when Islam was happening, I think that it's not a coincidence that there's so many sort of echoes and rhymes between halal and kosher and all these things. Like, shit, at least you guys are mine. It's the same shit. Yeah.
ओए यूसुफ क्या बोलो उसने ओए होए release the party chat बोल क्या बोलो उसने यूसुफ release the party chat
according to Muslims.
But like
कैमरा पे है ना मैं छोड़ कैमरा पे इसलिए अगर कैमरा पे नहीं होता उसको बोल दो कि
not at the moment. I understand that's not feeling
No, we're definitely still monotheists.
snatching
right. This is what I'm saying. They think Christians are not monotheists because we got the Trinity.
We also don't. Well, so there's actually in Judaism there's different arguments.
उसको बस बोल दो भाई टेंशन मत लेना फोन उठा लिया उसका
We argue that it's idolatry for Jews to practice Christianity, but for non-Jews it's okay. Because they view it as like the three and one.
Right.
Whatever. I don't.
No, I don't. I'm a Quaker. I don't understand.
It's Quaker non-Trinitarian.
They're non-violent, I think.
It doesn't have any hierarchy, so there are as many forms of Quakerism as there are.
So it's basically not like a doctrine. It's just like a.
Well, Quakerism. I mean, if you're a traditional Quaker, it's basically it's a remix on Christianity where everything from every form of practice should come directly from your personal connection with the divine spirit that is in all people.
So I'm not ignoring it. I'm just texting someone because I was supposed to be home by now.
I'm used to isolating over when I start talking about Quakers.
No, I know.
So you know, some Quakers are more Christocentric. Some Quakers honestly hew more to NPR than they do like the Bible or whatever.
I'm gonna take off probably 10 minutes.
It's about there's a set of it's
Instagram live
Quakerism is a set of testaments.
अंग्रेजी वाले याप कर रहे हैं ना बकवास कर रहे हैं ये सब
here. And so to me, you're in good standing as a Quaker if you're living your life in such a way that those values are
So in Judaism, there's actually a thing. So you've read, the book of Noah. So after the flood, there's the rainbow. There's the new covenant of humankind, and that's called the Noahide laws. It's the 7 Noahide laws, and that reflects pretty much what you said. In Judaism, if you're a non-Jewish person and you follow basically those laws, you are considered a good person. And you don't have to follow it. We actually don't want to because it's so much
I've heard that.
Actually, that's a good right.
So the Torah were the 5 books given to Israel. Yes. So the Talmud is centuries of. Yeah. So the Talmud is considered part of the oral Torah. The oral Torah was the Jewish knowledge given from outside it that was never
It's
written down.
criticism and interpretation of it, right?
Well, so there's the written Torah and there's the oral Torah. The written Torah we know is the books of Moses. So the oral Torah is the oral knowledge that was never supposed to actually have been written down. And then after the Romans destroyed.
Yeah, I think this is the coolest conversation I've seen between anybody.
Yes.
You're absolutely right, Z.
The rabbis who were at that point after.
Please like and subscribe, yo. I'll come down here more
The
often.
rabbis became the head and they decided, okay, we need to write this down because if we don't, it's going to be messed up. And the Talmud is basically thousands of years of.
I think I'm gonna go like 5 more minutes.
It's very long. It's not a single doctrine. There are many conflicting opinions because it's not a doctrine. It's violent. It's what? It's very violent? Which part? Well, okay. Well, what do you mean it is violent? Do you mean it depicts violence or actual violence?
Oh, ये देखो क्या बोल रहा है ये बोलेगा तो मेरी फोन फट जाएगी इसको बोलो चुप करके बैठो मेड स्कूल की पढ़ाई करो अरे ये क्या डॉक्टर बनेगा लॉयर बनेगा क्या चाह रहा है डॉक्टर बनना है लॉयर नहीं बनना है
There are opinions in the Talmud that disagreed upon.
उसको
For example, in Judaism, there's different opinions.
हाँ जी उसका नाम क्या है
Some Jewish quotes.
उसको कैंसिल करो
And some say it's not. Some say it's only idolatry if you're not.
Philadelphia, yo. This is University of Penn protest.
But for Jewish people,
It's like 10 people there on that side. This is brave right here.
Like it's not a single cohesive doctrine. It is a bunch of different.
Canonical.
Yeah. But it is based on interpretation. But yeah, there are parts in the Torah and the Quran and the Christian Bible that you think violence is a part of the Torah. What?
The Quran got a lot of violence in it, yo.
Have you read the Quran?
let's go yes
So I have a question. Since you read the Quran,
oh yeah आ गया दावत देने वाला है दावत
there are, for example,
Violence in the book doesn't mean
so what
violence.
happened in the siege of Khaybar? Khaybar. The siege of Khaybar. The siege of Khaybar. What happened there?
Oh, that's chapter 3.
Thanks for the dialogue.
Yeah, in modern day Saudi.
I'm probably gonna tap out too.
Or no, I think it's a son. I don't know if it's a
you
son.
को चुप कराओ ना
Thanks for the views, though. But I gotta get home soon. My family gonna worry about me. Yeah, no problem, man.
No, Khaybar was the, at least correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a siege by Muhammad's army onto the city of Khaybar, which at that time was mostly populated by Christians, Jews, pagans, like Arabs, and they killed every single non-Muslim person. I don't know if that's a sunnah, or I don't know if that's...
I think Medina, I think.
This was in Medina.
Yeah, Medina.
Yeah, this was in Medina. So basically, there was a group of like other non-Muslims living in Medina.
Or
And,
Jews.
They
Jews.
I mean, there's Jewish people, but they're also pagans as well. And
Medina was a Jewish trade city in the 6th century.
It was.
Well, there were pagans, yes.
Yeah,
But
so
the majority
pagans,
was
the pagans and the Jews lived together on the outskirts of the city. And basically, the armies from Mecca, which were pagan armies, came to attack the city of Medina to wipe out the Muslims. And during that time, they dug a trench. This is why this battle is called the Battle of the Trench. The Battle of Khaybar is solely separate. This happened way later on in history. So during the Battle of the Trench, basically the army from Mecca came and they dug a trench because that was a Persian tactic that they used. And this is on the outskirts of the city. So all the men left. All the Muslim men, the eligible fighters, unfortunately enough, left the women and the children in the city of Medina to go, defend the city.
Yeah, they keep crying and losing though.
The Jews and pagans
Take that out.
They made a treaty with
It's for you, Jason.
to go and attack the women and the children who were living in the city of Medina while the men were defending.
And the Muslim armies used violence to defend them.
They burned down all the date trees.
They went to go kill the women and the children, and that was an act of treachery because they had a treaty, and during that time,
Exactly.
you think you're just gonna let them go?
No, you can't. You have to kill them because they're going to come back and do it.
Exactly.
So that's violence. It's just
Well, it's violence. It's
Not self-defense. Starting a war ain't.
you can say it's justified or not. And I agree, there is such thing as justified violence, but it is still violence.
I mean, they're not gonna let them kill their people.
Or for another example,
Sorry, I would say a lot of people conflate Islam with unjustifiable violence, which there's some Muslims who commit horrendous acts. I'll give you that.
Well, I mean,
It's a lot.
most Muslims would say they're not Muslim because they would say they're kufr.
So,
Jihad, y'all. Got you all in check.
You were talking about how some people who say they're Muslim commit unjustified acts.
yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But-
And you're saying that we wouldn't consider them Muslim.
Well, at least from what I understand of Muslim doctrine, someone who goes against the doctrine of Islam is a kufr and they're no longer Muslim.
Not necessarily. That's actually something that a lot of people have a misunderstanding of Islam. That's called, there's a separate group of Muslims that we don't consider Muslims. They're called Khawarij. So Khawarij are people who are very harsh with their penalties. So they say that if you go against the Sharia, if you break a law, for example, you drink alcohol, they do something called takfir.
Takfir, yeah, I know what that is. Like ISIS or yeah, I know what
We
that
don't
is.
consider them Muslim. They're Khawarij.
Well, they don't consider you Muslim and you don't consider them Muslim.
Well,
Nah, I gotta be out. It was nice going live with y'all, man, and this.
He said that the majority, he said that the Muslims will
All right, buddy, take care.
And the minority will be the true Muslim.
No, majority.
I'll go this way. We gotta go this way. We'll probably loop around. Yeah, that was the Jews being peaceful. You know what I mean? They start wars with babies and women, then they cry like little babies when they lose. If you don't like war, don't start a war. You know what I mean? And if you actually knew your history, all Saudi Arabia, Middle East, all those Jewish. Think about it. You think Muhammad started the Middle East? You think that's the end all be all? Nah. Yo. So yeah, I'll show you the encampment again. Yeah, these actors are gonna go home tonight. I got like something hidden back here. I don't know what this shit is. But I'm outie. I'll see y'all from Philly. I'm out. That was a protest. What I got from it, I just want peace. But at the same time, if you're gonna start a war, don't cry like a little girl when you lose. You know what I mean? Lucky I'm not in charge over there. I'll see y'all. Peace.